Will Lyon leading the field to green. He is in control of the pace, and there he goes. We are underway at Michigan. Everybody clean and green so far out of turn 2. Got some moves on the back straight. We've got Connie Naslund here in the middle. For just a second there. Teammate Jesper Ehrman on the outside as Thomas Christensen now goes to the race lead. Passing Will Lyon as he tucks back in the draft to try and lead lap number 1. Is he going to do so? No, he will not. It is Thomas Christensen who leads lap number 1.
Yeah, and expect to see a lot of lead swapping drivers. You'll actually find for the first part of this race will actually not really want to be leading because that hurts your fuel number. You'll see a lot of people slotting in. You'll see Christensen and Lyon for the minute probably swapping the lead, and drivers taking it a bit easy at least to start because these cars are very difficult to drive, especially in the dirty air if you're 3 or 4 cars back. So we'll see what happens, but expect Christensen and Lyon to be swapping the lead here tactically.
I gotta say, I'm actually quite surprised that Christensen and I think it's Naslund, yes it is right behind in the dirty air of him, that they're both able to drive the low line this well. Because if you don't know, Michigan actually does have progressive banking. It isn't listed on the track information page on iRacing, but the lowest or the first lane, I guess, from the yellow line up to the top, it is lower banked than the second lane up to the top. So where you're basically seeing everybody drive except Will Lyon there in the middle, or in the bottom, sorry. Will is driving on less banking than everybody else, and of course if you are a little bit into physics and stuff, less banking is more wear on the tires as the run goes on. So that's something to keep an eye on as the run goes on, as Christensen and Turner now for Indy Alliance Racing leading them, and Naslund also up into third. Like I was saying, the inside line, it is possible to run there. We saw some Indy Alliance Racing drivers do that, but the inside line is much less banked than the second groove up to the top. And actually, there is contact between, I believe that is Daniel Dinsdale, yes it is. So contact between those two resulting in a spin to the inside wall for Taylor Mills. Alright, well I couldn't do much about the overlay issues, but we are back to green here on lap number 25, starting lap number 26. With Thomas Christensen out in the lead, and the gaps will sort itself out. Of course, quickly going back to the championship, by the way. After this race at Michigan, we only have 2 more races to go. One oval at Pocono, the final Triple Crown race of the season. By the way, this is the second one of those. And then we got Road America, the final road course of the season. So I guess you could say equal fighting ground for Jesper Ehrman and Will Lyon to fight it out for the title. Of course, Will Lyon, going into this race, has the upper hand. We'll quickly bring up the point standings again whilst these drivers continue to go at it. So, of course, Will Lyon leads it by 14 over Jesper. Going into Michigan. And then we've got Seb right there as well. Well, I say right there, he's in third. And we've got Dinsdale and Moore right behind him. So the battle for third in the championship also heating up very much. And then we've got Gabriel, Flaker, Naslund, Levine, and Ike, of course, running off the top 10 in the points. As we go back live here. Gabriel currently sitting in third, so he's doing a great job again. He is currently the biggest mover in the race, as he is up into third now, started in 11th. Gabriel slots back into third now. He loses that spot to Turner again, as we got the Indy Alliance Racing Group. I guess unofficially with Will Lyon involved there too, racing Jesper Ehrman. And it's pretty interesting too, of course, we've already mentioned countless times that they are unofficial teammates. Ehrman and Will basically racing for the same team everywhere else except PMRL. They're racing against them for the championship this time around. So it's really interesting to see how they work together, if at all. Of course, we saw in the beginning of the race all the drivers from Indy Alliance Racing, then SMS as well. Not really going anywhere, not racing each other too much, just saving fuel, saving the track position, or protecting track position, I should say. And so far that's worked pretty decently for them today. Of course, the upset in that is Cesar Gabriel right now, as he almost hits Christensen out of turn 2. But they are still right there in the battle for the race lead.
Yeah, and I'll say that well, there might be an informal agreement between Jesper and Will at the minute. Once we get down to it, last 20, 30 laps, we're not going to see them helping each other one bit. There's a championship on the line. They're the 2 championship contenders. It's going to be spicy. That's my bet.
So we will be racing again in 13 days from now at the Pocono Raceway. Of course, we don't race there anymore in real life, as we have an incident there between Will Lyon.
Did he save it? He saved it!
Yes, he saved it. What a save by Will Lyon.
What a save, Will Lyon.
And I believe that was contact between Jesper Ehrman there. And we'll have to go back and see what happened there. Jesper going to the high side, Will going low. And he gets on that first groove of the track. The car pushes up right here. Jesper on the outside line will just washes up the track and clips the rear end of Jesper Ehrman. So no fault of Jesper, but what a save indeed by Will Lyon. Sorry. The amazing thing about this too is he's only lost 4 or 5 spots in that, so he didn't really lose all too much as we got the leaders coming into the pits. Lap 62, just shy of halfway by about a lap or 2. Levine in as well, like you said. Naslund is back out again. He pitted a lap ago, of course. So Jesper going one more lap.
Even though Jesper now going longer, this could actually end up hurting him, because the likes of Christensen and Turner will have some form of... They're able to draft each other, and Jesper's all on his own, so I would expect him to see him pull again, and he does.
We got a caution out on the track.
Oh, yellow's out. We'll see what it's for. So, as we're looking like it's Esteban who's running the third groove. Sam is moving up from the second. Looks like, yeah, they just both meet in the middle. Both meet in the middle of the third groove. Sam gets the worst of it. Just kind of looks like they're going for the same part of the racetrack. I wouldn't be ascribing blame on either one in terms of any malintent or anything. Just looks like a slight misjudgment on both their ends. And, Sam pays the price.
And there he goes. Back to racing at Michigan.
And we'll see if the SMS cars can break up the 1, 2, 3, 4 VAR at the minute. It'll be pretty difficult to do, but we'll see how they get on. As Jesper Ehrman already diving for the inside.
He wants to lead. He wants that race win here tonight. Of course, that would really help him in the championship as he drafts up behind Christensen, pulls to the inside, and he will pull off the pass. So we've got another yellow out on the track, and that is for an incident between Angel Alcañiz Ponce and Manuel Gomez Esteban. Oh, Ponce is right behind, so that's already on the inside. He washes way up the track. Look at that.
Oh.
He goes straight up the track.
And then Nara gets wiped out. Nowhere to go.
And Nara also gets taken out in that wreck. And let me quickly point out to you guys, look very closely to your screens on the right side of the front wing. It's under the halo, it's completely straight, and if you look to the left, you see a very small, it's very minimal, but there is a little bend in the front wing. So definitely a little bit of left side front wing damage for Nara. What you could also do is take tires on this stop and then come in with 1 lap to green, top off on fuel, chuck it in map 5 or even map 8. Just ride it out, go maximum fuel save, and try to make those 45 laps to go the distance. Alright, pace car is off, field in control of Flaker and Garcia in first and second, and we are back racing at Michigan. Quickly going back to your point, indeed we haven't seen these drivers at the front, so we don't know, and they don't know, the right tools to run at the front. Perhaps they might be set up too loose going into turn 1, so we'll have to...
They're already 3 wide behind them on the restart. Yes. They were 3 wide going into one at least, and they still are.
That is Gabriel on the inside, Nessun in the middle, David on the high side there, getting by both of them.
For Garcia and Flaquer, if it's a case where a caution does come out, I mean, they could really benefit if everyone else also has to come into the pits. This is where this strategy really can play out, if you get lucky with the yellows.
Well, of course, we've seen some yellows where Garcia and Flaker did that. They last pitted on lap 65 and 67 respectively. That is about 40 laps ago right now. We are currently on lap 104, and... well, they pitted 39 laps ago, so they're going to do 40 laps on this stint, and that goes back to my point. It is very possible to do 45 laps, so I think the more laps that Garcia and Flaker can do, the more likely it's going to be that Will Lyon and Ehrman are aiming to do those final 45 laps without stopping again.
And that isn't even Ehrman going flat out. That's probably the massive lift on the straightaway coming into turn 1 and a massive lift here coming into turn 4. So these speeds are only going to ramp up, especially if it's able to run flat out, as now we're seeing the Messenger cars starting to struggle. Garcia definitely hitting pit lane now, as is Flaquer. So here we go. Lyon, Ehrman, Christensen, Cabral getting a big run.
Look at this hip check. They're all trying to save fuel.
And look at this, up the inside.
Yes, Levine.
Matt Levine. He passed with 6 cars in 1 corner. And Ehrman responded to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide down the back. Are they? No, just about.
Hey,
Matthew Levine, the opportunism.
We were wondering if these guys were saving fuel to go to the end without stopping again. I think this confirms it for 100,000%. But Levine, yes, like you said, with the epic move, getting by like 6 cars there on the front stretch as he gets a little bit loose out of turn 4. Ehrman up into second, Will still in third. And they are racing for track position right now. Not saving as much as I thought he would. Maybe he's already saved enough.
Yeah. See, this could be it as well. And this is where having Matt Levine in second, being able to push Ehrman a little bit further will help that as well. Oh, Ehrman washed up.
Yes, behind that left car of, I believe that's Flaker.
And Jesper Orman's going to break the draft. Jesper Orman's going to be gone. That's huge for the championship.
Yes, as we've got 2 laps to go, it is Indy Alliance racing in first and second. Ullman out in the lead. Christensen up in second. Levine still in third. He's going to try to get by Christensen again, but it wouldn't surprise me if at the end of this race Levine moves over for Will to kind of give him those extra 2 or 3 points in the championship that he needs.
And Christensen now is going to be racing as hard as he can. He's the rear gunner for Orman to try and keep as many points as he can for him in the championship over Will Lyon. And of course, we don't know if anybody's really good to go. Orman, he's pushed this much. Is he that good? Naslund now to the inside.
Yes, can Naslund take away points from Will Lyon as we have smoke down the front stretch? White flag is out for Jesper Ullman as this battle for position is still going on. Let's try to bring up the track map here very quickly to see where Jesper is. There he is, going out of turn 2. We're going to see now
Levine having a look at the outside. Will Lyon's the highest driver coming through 1 and 2. Can anybody get a huge run? They'll snake down the backstretch. And look at that, right to the bottom. Pulling out Matt Levine to the outside.
We've got to go to the leader first. Jesper Ullman coming out of turn 4. He nails the fuel strategy once again. He will go to victory lane at Michigan. But we have to wait and see who finishes second. It is Christensen in front of Will Lyon by 1,000th of a second across the line.
Whoa!
Matthew Turner and Colin Naslund in the mix as well to round off the top 5. And Levine slips all the way to 6th. And Cabrel...
I wonder if Levine ran out of fuel. You're 7 tenths off at the end there. I wonder if Levine just ran out of fuel because he was side by side with Christensen going into the final corner. And it almost worked to give Will Lyon P2.
But next week we will be 2 weeks from now. Sorry, we'll be back to normal as we go to the Pocono Raceway for round 7 of the season. And then a week after that, Road America to crown a champion in the Prime Meridian Racing League. So for now, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Danny, for joining me tonight. And we will see you all 2 weeks from now at Pocono Raceway.